Hey, good morning Year 3 and welcome back to today's reading lesson. This is going to be our last one on determining the meaning of words from the context because we are finishing Escape from Pompeii today. Okay, not many tricky words today, so let's just have a look. My turn, your turn. Barren. If somewhere is barren, it means nothing can grow there, not even a little teeny weeny weed. Completely barren means nothing can grow there and it's really dry, like in the picture. Barren. To raise someone. So if you say that you raised your daughter, it just means that you take care of them as they grow up, so you look after them. And sometimes people raise other people that aren't their own children, just like what happens in the story, and we're going to have a look at that in a minute. To raise someone. Farewell. That means saying goodbye. Farewell, to say goodbye. Farewell. Splendid. Something splendid is something wonderful. Splendid. Sorrow. Very, very, very sad. Sorrow. Okay, Year 3, welcome back to Escape from Pompeii. So the last thing we read was Tranio and Livia watched Mount Vesuvius erupt from the safety of their little boat and they've sailed away. So we're going to finish the story now. Let's see what happens. Many years passed and the mountain grew cool and still. At first, its slopes were burnt and barren, but in time, plants began to grow as the volcanic soil brought forth its riches once more. Most people had forgotten the buried city. Most people had forgotten about Pompeii. An old man and woman stood in the shade of an orange tree and laid a flower there. Long ago, they had been rescued by the kind captain of a Greek cargo ship, and he raised them as his own. They were Tranio and Livia, saying farewell to those buried under the ash beneath their feet. "We won't forget you," they whispered. Would anyone ever find their beloved Pompeii, they wondered. Would anyone ever see its splendid streets? Perhaps, perhaps not. Tranio and Livia walked back to their small house beside the orange grove. For the rest of their days, they would carry a deep sorrow within their hearts. So here we can see from the picture, I think the illustrator, Christina Ballitt, who's also the author, of course, has done this beautifully. So here is Tranio and Livia. Many, many years later, an old man and old woman. And Pompeii, of course, got buried in the ash. You see it's all underneath here. So there's the layer of ash, the grey stuff. And over time, lots and lots of soil has built up and completely buried the city. You can see the people there. And later the archaeologists are going to put plaster cast in them. And then we can see the little house where Tranio and Livia lived. And then right at the end, we did this right at the beginning, it tells the reader the real story of Pompeii, but we read that bit first. There we go, end of the story.